So there's one other aspect of the Movaglobe which I also think is very ingenious. As I said before, there are two spheres, an interior sphere which has the map on it, and the exterior sphere which I'm holding. The interior sphere can rotate because there's liquid between the two spheres, and the liquid produces a very small amount of friction. But there's an issue, and the issue is the interior sphere can't rub on the top, and it cannot rub on the bottom, otherwise there'd be too much friction for the Movaglobe to work. So somehow the interior sphere has to be levitated off the bottom, but not rubbing on the top, otherwise it wouldn't work. We've seen that it's easy to get something to float or sink in the Galileo thermometer. It's much harder to get something to stop part of the way down. But the people who invented the black thermometer solved that problem by including a second liquid, a much denser liquid, which makes it much more buoyant. And coming down from the sphere is a glass rod that protrudes into the denser liquid. So this denser liquid buoys up the glass rod and keeps the sphere from sinking all the way to the bottom. The people who invented the Movaglobe came up with a similar idea. If one looks carefully, and one has to look very carefully to see it, it turns out that here too there is a second liquid. The meniscus is only about ½ an inch up from the bottom of the globe, but it's there. So they have put enough of this denser liquid in there to buoy the interior sphere off the bottom, but not enough to make it rub on the top. So the liquid bearing does its job by reducing the friction. The second liquid lifts the interior sphere off the bottom, but not so much has been added to make it rub on the top.